What is going on, YouTube? This is yours truly, ATUM-RE, coming at you guys with another video. And before we go in, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. And the topic of this video is, why should I have a firearm? Why should I even own a firearm? And I'm just going to give you a little breakdown. I'm going to show you guys a few clips here, and the clips are going to be pretty self-explanatory. And for the older people or wise people in this game that has owned guns for many years, this is pretty elementary. You guys can skip this video. But for new people, definitely pay attention and stay armed. But I'm going to show you guys a few clips, and we're going to come back. Stand by.
News right now, we just learned new details in a homicide investigation in Old Fourth Ward. Alan Devlin at the Breaking News Desk. Alan?
Absolutely, Tracy. We have learned that the shooting that took place yesterday, a couple more details have just come down. A homeowner actually shot and killed an intruder. Now, this happened on Howell Street yesterday in the Old Fourth Ward neighborhood, as you said. According to police, as I just said, the homeowner and an intruder both shot back and forth at each other, and the homeowner went to the hospital from the injuries he sustained from the intruder, and the intruder died of the injuries he sustained from the homeowner. This was just a few blocks from the East Side Beltline Trail. They are still investigating this case and involving what exactly led up to the shooting. As soon as they get some more information, we'll provide that right here. For the Breaking News Desk, I'm Alan Devlin.
Stay down. Stay down. Stay down.
Alright, YouTube, now that we're back, and as you can see through looking at those two clips, you guys pretty much know what I mean. You should definitely be armed. Never want to be a victim in your own home, and never want to listen to the silly politicians like Sleepy Joe that says you can only have a one-shot shooter, saying that, they want to outlaw high-capacity magazines. This is the very reason why you want to have high-capacity firearms, because a lot of times nowadays we're having multiple threats, or if you don't have something high-capacity, make sure it's something super strong like this right here, 12 gauge, loaded with buckshot and some slugs here on the side saddle, these segmented slugs. So I run these on this particular gun. An AK-47, that would have probably gotten the job done as well, but you gotta keep penetration in mind anytime you're discharging any firearm. And also AR-15 would have definitely gotten the job done as well. And I would say get a high capacity pistol, something like this. This holds 19, and it's gonna be 19E's Hornady critical defense or critical duty, one or the other. But if it was up to Joe Biden, you'll have a two-shot shotgun or a one-shotter or a revolver. And not saying that you can't get by with a revolver, but I think people should have a choice. This would definitely not be my first choice, because this only disperses 5 projectiles downrange. And they're not as powerful as, let's say, a 9mm or a 45 ACP. And pistols are much harder to shoot than longer guns, so higher capacity definitely comes into play. But the moral of the story is, people, we do not want to be victims in our own home. And then you have these stupid gun legislation laws that are trying to prohibit what you can do, how many rounds you can have. But arm yourself. Get yourself something that's high capacity. Go out there and get training. But you never want to be a victim in your own home, because again, these guys are not just showing up in 1s and 2s. Sometimes they're showing up 3s, 4s, and 5s, and 8s. And you want to be able to adequately defend yourself, amongst any threat, or faced with any threat, I should say. But it is a cold world out here. It's getting worse and worse. And you just never want to be a victim in your own home, because once someone gets to drop on you and pull a gun on you and you don't have any way to defend yourself, you're at their mercy, and there's no guarantee that they're going to take, the goodies and just leave. They may kill you, rape you, burn you, torture you, who knows what. You never want to put yourself in that position, and you never want to put yourself in a position of being a victim in your own home. But you want to get adequate training. That is something that's very important. Get training, and get confidence, and make sure you get something that has some stopping power, or at least understand how to get good shot placement, because shot placement is going to be key. But sometimes you can have drugged up people that can take multiple shots, and that's why, this is my acquired taste, 12 gauge, because if I hit someone center mass, they're not going to walk that off, period. I don't care what kind of drug they're on. You get hit with 9 pellets of 33 cal, you're not going to walk that off. AK-47 could be good depending on where you live, but again, you got to keep in mind that over-penetration is a thing. Over-penetration is a thing, and for every projectile that is dispersed out of your barrel, there's a lawyer behind each one of those projectiles, so keep that in mind. But again, you just don't want to put yourself in a position where you are going to be a victim in your own home. You don't want to be a victim when you leave your home, but especially not at home. At home, you should have the advantage of any intruder that comes in your home. Someone kicking your door, you should have the advantage over that person, because like I told you in the previous video, you should have guns stashed all around the house, especially if you have multiple guns. Now, if you're a person that has 1, 2, and 3 guns, or a new gun owner, I understand that. If you have multiple guns, and you only have 1 gun out of this safe, then you are definitely playing yourself, because it can happen while you're doing the dishes and you don't have your firearm with you. I know multiple times I've probably gone to the restroom and said, man, I forgot to bring my gun, with me to the, restroom. I usually try to bring it everywhere with me, or even have it tethered to me, in a holster, during certain points, especially when checking the mailbox, outside grilling, or anything like that. But those 2 instances that I just showed you definitely reiterates why you should stay armed. Do not be a victim. And the biggest reason you should own a gun is to protect you and your family. I'm going to repeat that. The reason you should own a gun, first and foremost, before hunting and anything else, is to protect you and your home, because that protection protects all of your other rights. It's going to protect, all of your other rights, and it's going to give you the ability to have confidence in your own home. Again, you just don't want to be a victim in your own home. In that first case, looks like the homeowner did kill the suspect, which I love those cases, but it looks like he still took some gunfire back, and that's why it's very important to get practice, because again, shot placement is key. You shoot someone in the shoulder, that may not stop them from doing what they're doing, and if they're armed, they're still dangerous, and they're going to continue to shoot back at you. And that's the last thing you want to do is get in a gunfight and you end up losing the fight. So what you guys want to do is win the fight, and that is getting good shot placement early, period, before they can even respond. But I just wanted to bring this up because again, home invasions are on the rise, and we just gotta continue to stay vigilant and continue to arm ourselves and protect our families, and don't be a victim. Like I said, man, just get you something, like I said, that can protect you, something that actually has high capacity, whether it's a pistol, whether it's a rifle, even a shotgun. If you get a shotgun, if you can get one of those Tavors that have double barrel and you have faith in those, you can get those. Those have multiple rounds. This one here is 7+1, and I think the 590 one is 8+1. But again, for a shotgun, it's different because the power and the actual wound channel is going to be significantly bigger. And then when you have shot, it's going to be a larger cross area of wound channels that's going to actually hit. So you have like a golf ball coming at a person. So your probability of being able to hit someone with a shotgun is going to be pretty high, depending on what type of load you have. If you live in an apartment, maybe some heavy birdshot may get the job done. But if you live in a suburban area, I'd say go number 4 buckshot, number 1 buckshot, depending on how close your neighbor's home is. But again, over penetration is a thing, so you got to keep that in mind. You can't just go get a 50 BMG and say, hey, I'm going to use that for home defense. But AR-15 is going to be good. 223-556. When you get the fragmented bullets, basically they fragment when anytime they hit something hard. So those can be safe. A lot of pistol rounds can overpenetrate. That's why full metal jacket is probably not the best option for home defense. But if that's all you have, defending your life, will come first before you think about the legalities and knowing your backstops. But that is pretty much all I have. I just wanted to continue to raise the awareness of us staying armed, stay armed, man. Don't be a victim in your own home, and continue to arm yourselves and continue to practice with all of your weapons. I try to shoot all of my weapons as much as I can. I can't say once a month or once a week or anything like that, because that would be a lot of shooting. But that is pretty much all I have, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Like always, the Second Amendment shall not be infringed. 2A up. You guys have a wonderful weekend.